Hello, folks. After hearing about the 12-point Chinese peace plan and searching YouTube, not really discovering or finding anything in detail on it, I figured I might as well, search the internet and see what I could find. And, in order to help, at least add something to this channel, I figured I might as well post a video of my findings. So, going to the international state media outlet for China, CGNTN, they have went ahead and posted the full plan translated in English for anyone to read. So just going over it, it says respecting the sovereignty of all countries, universally recognized international law, including the purpose and principles of the United Nations Charter, must be strictly observed. The sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of all countries must be effectively upheld. All countries, big or small, strong or weak, rich or poor, are equal members of the international community. All members should jointly uphold the basic norms governing international relations and defend international fairness and justice. Equal and uniform application of international law should be promoted, while double standards must be rejected. Abandoning the Cold War mentality, the security of the country should not be pursued at the expense of others. The security of a region should not be achieved by strengthening or expanding military blocs. The legitimate security interests and concerns of all countries must be taken seriously and addressed properly. There is no simple solution to a complex issue. All parties should, following the vision of common, comprehensive, cooperative, and sustainable security, and bearing in mind the long-term peace and stability of the world, help forge a balanced, effective, and sustainable European security architecture. All parties should oppose the pursuit of one's own security at the cost of others' security, prevent bloc confrontation, and work together for peace and stability on the Eurasian continent. Ceasing hostilities, conflict, and war benefit no one. All parties must stay rational and exercise restraint, avoid fanning the flames and aggravating tensions, and prevent the crisis from deteriorating further or even spiraling out of control. Our parties should support Russia and Ukraine in working in the same direction and resuming direct dialogue as quickly as possible, so as to gradually de-escalate the situation, ultimately reach a comprehensive ceasefire. Resuming peace talks, dialogue, and negotiation are the only viable solution to the Ukrainian crisis. All efforts conducive to the peaceful settlement of the crisis must be encouraged and supported. International community should stay committed to the right approach of promoting talks for peace, help parties to the conflict to open the door to political settlement as soon as possible, and create conditions and platforms for the resumption of negotiation. China will continue to play a constructive role in this regard. All right, number 5, resolving the humanitarian crisis. All measures conducted to easing the humanitarian crisis must be encouraged and supported. Humanitarian operations should follow the principles of neutrality and impartiality, and humanitarian issues should not be politicized. The safety of civilians must be effectively protected, and humanitarian corridors should be set up for the evacuation of civilians from conflict zones. Efforts are needed to increase humanitarian assistance to relevant areas, improve humanitarian conditions, and provide rapid, safe, and unimpeded humanitarian access, with a view to preventing a humanitarian crisis on a larger scale. The UN should be supported in playing a coordinating role in channeling humanitarian aid to conflict zones. Protecting civilians and prisoners of war, POWs, parties to the conflict should strictly abide by the international humanitarian law, avoiding attacking civilians or civilian facilities, protecting women, children, and other victims of the conflict, and respect the basic rights of prisoners of war. China supports the exchange of POWs between Russia and the Ukraine and calls on all parties to create more favorable conditions on this purpose. Keeping nuclear power plants safe, China opposes armed attacks against nuclear power plants or other peaceful nuclear facilities and calls on all parties to comply with international law, including the Convention on Nuclear Safety, CNS, and resolutely avoid man-made nuclear accidents. China supports the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, in playing a constructive role in promoting the safety and security of peaceful nuclear facilities. Reducing strategic risks, nuclear weapons must not be used and nuclear wars must not be fought. The threat or use of nuclear weapons should not be opposed. Should be opposed, I should say. Not opposed. What? Nuclear proliferation must be prevented and nuclear crisis avoided. China opposes the research, development, and use of chemical and biological weapons by any country under any circumstances. Facilitating grain exports All parties need to implement the Black Sea Grain Initiative signed by Russia, Turkey, Ukraine, and the UN fully and effectively in a balanced manner and support the UN in playing an important role in this regard. The Cooperation Initiative of Global Food Security proposed by China provides a feasible solution to the global food crisis. Stopping unilateral sanctions at a maximum pressure cannot solve the issue. They only create new problems. China opposes unilateral sanctions unauthorized by the UN Security Council. Relevant countries should stop abusing unilateral sanctions and long-arm jurisdiction against other countries so as to do their share in de-escalating the Ukrainian crisis and create conditions for developing countries to grow their economies and better the lives of their people. Keeping industrial and supply chains stable. All parties should earnestly maintain the existing world economic system and oppose using the world economy as a tool or weapon for political purposes. Joint efforts are needed to mitigate the spillovers of the crisis and prevent it from disrupting international cooperation in energy, finance, food, trade, transportation, and undermining the global economic recovery. Promoting post-conflict reconstruction. The international community needs to make measures to support post-conflict reconstruction in conflict zones. China stands ready to provide assistance and play a constructive role in this endeavor. And that's just some bit of information at the bottom, I guess, for the article if they included a photo earlier, which they did not. So, but yeah, that's the 12-point paper that they wrote and translated here in English. It's officially on their website. Now, I might have stopped a couple times because I was thinking I might go over this again with a more opinionated video, but that's just it in the raw. Like, their words, as produced by their website, or at least by their media. Think of it as you will. As you know, the People's Republic of the United States, strongly advises you have an opinion and use your freedom to express your opinion. But I'm just gonna leave this one cut and dry, and I guess see you guys in the next one.